how to beat the French defense using the Tennison Gambit. So this is a live game that I'm playing on Lichess, and I'm playing against one of my dearest subscribers who I requested to play the French defense. And so this is to let you know that my opponent is not a typical French defense player. So this has nothing to do with competition. It's all about learning and to show you how you can beat any unprepared French player using the Tennison Gambit. So I just played knight f3, and I expect to see pawn to d5 because that's what most French players play. I mean, they are used to their move setup. See what I told you guys. So pawn to d5 is finally on the board. So against this, rather than going into the two knights attack with knight c3, I prefer going pawn to d3, inviting black to take my e4 pawn, yep, so that I can go knight g5 next. So I'm turning this into the Tennison Gambit in case you don't know what is happening right now. So I'm just counter-attacking the pawn. I expect to see e takes d3, after which I'm going to take back with my light squad bishop. So you see, I'm playing this game while I already know what I'm supposed to do. This is the beauty of starting chess openings and gambits beforehand. Anyway, there we see pawn to h6 by black. This is what I covered, so I can tell I'm winning already because h6 allows queen h5. h6 is bad. Queen h5 is what I recommended in my yesterday's video. Sometimes people play knight to f6, allowing queen takes f7 checkmate, but I guess my opponent is not going to do that. So let's see. So there we see queen f6. Again, this is what most people play. I did cover this move in my tutorial video. The idea is just to sacrifice my knight on f7 because I know if queen takes, I'm going to play bishop g6, pinning the queen to the king, game over. So I'm sure my opponent is just realizing this now. Anyway, and they just sent a comment. Okay, so there we see king e7. So now I can take the free rook on h8 without any problems at all. And I'm also thinking of the way to give black a check with my dark squared bishop. Will probably play b3 and then bishop a3 check. But first, let me just take the rook on h8. Why not? I might even play knight g6 check and maybe win the dark squared bishop. b3 is coming and bishop a3, by the way. This is already in my mind. So there we see pawn to g5 by black. I guess he's attacking my knight on h8 now. So I have to play knight g6 check, and you know what? If king e8, I'll just do a little discovery. Oh, okay, so there we see king d8. So I guess I just have to take the dark squared bishop, simplifying the game, because you know, when you are up an exchange or when you're up a piece, you need to simplify the position. You need to exchange pieces but not pawns. So knight takes f8 wins. Guess black should take back. Yep, so queen takes f8. Now I need to come up with another plan. Cast short, I think. And next play pawn to f4. Yep. So then we see bishop d7. I need to develop my minor pieces. Knight c3. When you don't know what to do, just think of the pieces that you haven't developed. So knight c6. It's time to go pawn to f4 to open that file for my king's rook. If g4, I'll just take with my queen. So pawn to f4. So I just want to open up the f file. My rook is going to attack the queen. At this point, I don't even know the best move for black. So there we see knight to f6 anyways, attacking my queen. I guess I need to retreat my queen to e2 or queen g6. Oh, queen g6 is a blunder. What did I do? Oh, I'm saved. Black didn't see bishop e8. I mean, black was supposed to play bishop e8 to trap my queen. My queen wasn't going to escape from Sobibo. Let me just write to him in the comments section. In fact, even if he played bishop e8 trapping my queen, I guess I was still going to manage to win this game, because yeah, I was going to remain with an extra piece against the queen and with a better position, I guess. Yeah, this is still not easy for black to convert, because after bishop e8, let's say I go f takes g5, pinning the knight to the queen, and let's say queen c5, I play king h1, I win the light squad bishop, take on f6 with my rook. I mean, I think I was still going to manage. So that's another good with most advanced players. They are able to identify their mistakes as quickly as possible and fix them in no time. So the ability to see your blunders very quickly and fix them as soon as you can is what will separate you from the rest. So anyway, my opponent played g4 instead of trapping my queen. So anticipating that he would still love to trap my queen, let me just go pawn to f5. Pawn to f5 paves way for the dark squad bishop, so that if bishop e8, I can play queen takes h6, supported by my dark squad bishop. I guess he's not going to see that. Let's see. Okay, so there we see knight e5, similar to what I said, but I still have queen takes h6. My queen is not trapped, supported by my dark squad bishop. By the way, I wouldn't mind exchanging queens because black just missed his chance, even though I was still going to find a way to win using tactics and taking advantage of my position. Susan Poga once said, chess is 99% tactics, and maybe that 1% can be dedicated to the opening stage. And that's why you guys shouldn't always be studying your openings and gambits. Learn to solve chess puzzles and tactics. You might never know, because that also helps a lot in chess. Your eyeballs will be used to solving tactics. In fact, that's how strong players win their games against average players. And by average players, I do not mean to insult, because every master was once a beginner, and so any one of you can be a master with proper training. Anyway, back to the game. We are in a situation where I'm up a piece and up a pawn, so it's just a matter of exchanging pieces but not pawns for me to oversimplify the game. And by the way, I'm pinning black's knight on f6 to the king, so I think black should play knight he should have played knight e d7 to hold on to his knight, but there we saw knight takes d3. I guess I need to take back with my c pawn, and so black is gonna lose his second piece, the knight on f6. He should have played knight e d7, maybe to temporarily hold on to his knight. So this is what I was talking about. Chess at the end of the day is about tactics, so you need to know your tactics very well. So there we see bishop d5, knight takes f6, attacking the light squad bishop. Oh, okay, so I think this is another way for black to give up. I mean, his rook is pinned, so rook a e1 check before capturing the rook on f6. I guess this is already game over. Again, this is nothing to do with competition, it's all about learning. So there my opponent just resigned. Alright, back to move number 13, where I blundered my queen on g6 after I played pawn to f4 and then black played knight to f6. I should have retreated my queen back to d1 or e2 or even queen f3, but I played queen g6 without thinking, forgetting that my opponent could have played bishop e8, trapping my queen. This was a big blunder on my part, but hey, look at Stockfish. Stockfish thinks black is still winning, just like I said during the live game. And so I wasn't wrong, because I saw all these opportunities, and the fact that I was going to be up a piece with a better pawn structure, that added more salt to the wound. For example, after bishop takes g6, I just needed to take the light squad bishop first before taking the knight on f6, knowing that it's pinned. So bishop takes g6 is what I was going to play. Maybe black was going to play something like queen c5 check, but even after this, I was simply going to play king h1. And if something like knight g4 by black, intending to go knight f2 check, I was simply going to take on h6 with my g pawn, knowing that I'm going to promote. And of course, I wasn't going to fall for this smoothed checkmate. Let me just show you a little bit. After knight f2 check, I wasn't going to play king g1 due to knight h3 check discovery, and then followed by queen g1 check. I can't take the queen with my king, so after rook takes, that was going to be this. So I already know this smoothed mate at the back of my mind, so I wasn't going to fall for this thing. And so after knight f2 check, I was just going to take the knight. So rook takes f2, and after queen takes f2, I was just going to free up my dark squared bishop, also paving way for my rook to monitor the back rank. And this is check, by the way. The king can't escape from Sobibo. Next, I was going to play pawn to h7. If king c8, I was still going to play pawn to h7 without any problem at all, and it was going to be hard for black to stop that pawn, by the way. For example, if queen f8, I I was simply going to play knight e4 to support bishop f6. So knight e4 supporting bishop f6, and next I was going to promote into a queen. So this is why Stockfish thought even if black managed to trap my queen and capture it, I was still going to create some winning chances due to the lines that I just showed you. Yeah, I asked my opponent to try playing the French defense so that I can demonstrate how powerful the Tennison Gambit can be against most unprepared French defense players. My opponent is a good chess player, and we did play some games before this stream and he did play very well, but maybe in the near future it will be important for him to learn how to beat the French defense in the same style as well. So I hope in my next video I'm going to meet an actual French defense player to try my Tennison Gambit on. Again, if you want to watch the tutorial video on this gambit, you can simply find the link to my yesterday's video in the comment section down below, and you will thank me later. Alright guys, it's been a great day. I hope you learned one or two things my opponent did, and I appreciate. Keep on learning, keep on studying, and do subscribe if you haven't already. Don't just watch. Until next time, bye bye.